and he was watching Charlie, and then he fell back and to the left. We're giving you exactly the details we have from a firsthand account. Jason Chaffetz, what's that? Okay.
Chat, they say there's a lot of footage on the internet. Y'all know I can't watch it on air, but they say, what's going on, Felix? This boy right here just got cooked earlier, like 6-7 hours ago. Said they hit him in his neck while he was giving a talk at Utah College.
Obviously, we are praying for Charlie Kirk as we do get word of this. Nicole Parker was with us earlier. We're bringing her back on this. Bear with us as we're just getting these brand new details. We pray that he is okay. All that we know right now is that shots rang out. He was apparently shot as he fell back after Jason Chaffetz described the sound of the gunfire. We're waiting on more details.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe.
Nobody cares.
To my great fellow Americans, I am filled with grief and anger at the heinous assassination of Charlie Kirk on a college campus in Utah. Charlie inspired millions, and tonight, all who knew him and loved him are united in shock and horror.
They said they still on the main
Charlie was a patriot who devoted his life to the cause of open debate and the country that he loved so much, the United States of America. He fought for liberty, democracy, justice, and the American people. He's a martyr for truth and freedom, and there's never been anyone who was so respected by youth. Charlie was also a man of deep, deep faith, and we take comfort in the knowledge that he is now at peace with God in heaven. Our prayers are with his wife, Erica, the two young, beloved children, and his entire family, who he loved more than anything in the world. We ask God to watch over them in this terrible hour of heartache and pain. This is a dark moment for America. Charlie Kirk traveled the nation, joyfully engaging with everyone interested in good faith debate.
See, I never heard Cuz talk. I'm about to go watch some of his, give me some suggestions on what y'all heard from him that might, paint a picture him in his best light.
His mission was to bring young people into the political process, which he did better than anybody ever, to share his love of country and to spread the simple words of common sense. On campuses nationwide, he championed his ideas with courage, logic, humor, and grace. It's a long past time for all Americans and the media to confront the fact that violence and murder are the tragic consequence of demonizing those with whom you disagree day after day, year after year, in the most hateful and despicable way possible. For years, those on the radical left have compared wonderful Americans like Charlie to Nazis and the world's worst mass murderers and criminals. This kind of rhetoric is directly responsible for the terrorism that we're seeing in our.
So you said, the best Charlie Kirk video I saw was when he debated a college student on sports and what it meant. All right, I'm looking that one up.
Our country today, and it must stop right now. My administration will find each and every one of those who contributed to this atrocity and to other political violence, including the organizations that fund it and support it, as well as those who go after our judges, law enforcement officials, and everyone else who brings order to our country. From the attack on my life in Butler, Pennsylvania last year, which killed a husband and father, to the attacks on ICE agents, to the vicious murder of a healthcare executive in the streets of New York, to the shooting of House Majority Leader Steve Scalise and 3 others, radical left political violence has hurt too many innocent people and taken too many lives. Tonight, I ask all Americans to commit themselves to the American values for which Charlie Kirk lived and died, the values of free speech, citizenship, the rule of law, and the patriotic devotion and love of God. Charlie was the best of America, and the monster who attacked him was attacking our whole country. An assassin tried to silence him with a bullet, but he failed, because together we will ensure that his voice, his message, and his legacy will live on for countless generations to come. Today, because of this heinous act, Charlie's voice has become bigger and grander than ever before, and it's not even close. May God bless his memory. May God watch over his family. And may God bless the United States of America. Thank you.
Yeah, I ain't even know about cuz to even know he had kids, bro. That's sad. I'm sure they say he's still for something. If Trump shouting you out, you're a powerful play for real. You're a powerful piece in the world. So which joint is it? This one? I say Jordan versus LeBron is not even a debate, but he tried. Like which debate y'all talking about? Short video, if I remember right. That joint only 8 minutes. That's the only one. Yeah, it gotta be this one. This the second time they showed it. Yeah.
I know there's a clip of you. I don't know what college it was, but you were debating against a student, right? And it was, do you think MJ or LeBron is the GOAT? Come on. I want to know if you still think MJ's the GOAT or if your stance has changed.
All right.
Come on.
So it's a great question. What's your name?
My name's Jerome.
Nice to meet you, Jerome. How do you define greatness?
I define greatness as in what someone has been able to accomplish within the time they're in the league. So that's what I think contributes to greatness.
Do you think it's easier to score points in 2025 or in 1995 in the NBA?
It's easier?
Which one is easier? Is it easier to score points in 2025 or in 1995?
I think it's easier to score points now, most definitely now.
Okay, so therefore, when we look at point totals of LeBron, we got to take that with an asterisk, right? Because where was defense more emphasized, in the early 90s NBA or today?
Defense was definitely more emphasized in the early 90s, right?
Hold on.
Okay.
When was the NBA more popular, 90s or today?
I think that NBA is more popular today.
No, it's not even close. NBA's gone down. It's a joke.
Yeah,
I think LeBron even admits it.
Basketball fans.
The ratings are way down. No, that's okay. I'm working with you here, Jerome.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to get you to a place of completion. It's all good. It's all good. The last 10 years, who's been the face of the NBA?
Like LeBron.
In the 90s, who was the face of the NBA?
Jordan.
Wait, so Jordan made the NBA more popular and LeBron made the NBA a joke?
No.
Huh?
The NBA is on verge of collapse. No one wants to watch it. Crowd attendance is down. They got to give away free food. They got to give away free beer. The cable channels are basically no one wants to watch it. It's like a 3-point contest.
I don't think that's the NBA fault though. It's the fact we in an era where everything's short. You feel what I'm saying? People on their phones.
No one plays defense. So the league of LeBron is going into a place of irrelevance. Jordan left the league at the highest ratings ever with a cultural phenomenon the way we've never seen before. I don't know. I define greatness also as what do you do to the league? And I'm happy to tell it to LeBron. Another question, though, which is I define greatness based on pressure, right?
Okay. Yeah.
How many NBA finals did Jordan lose?
He lost. He didn't lose none.
6-0. How many has LeBron lost?
He lost. Okay.
Well, Bill Russell had a better team than MJ, but that's okay. We'll talk about Bill Russell. We'll talk about.
I don't know nothing about sports.
Bird, it's a totally different game. I would lose. Trust me.
Is this what y'all was talking about though? This debate y'all talking about?
Kobe's better than LeBron. That's a whole. Now that's a thought crime. So, but no, let's stay on this. So, but LeBron has lost, my memory, at least 5 or 6 finals. At least. I mean, every team. He's lost one with the Cavaliers. He lost one with the Heat. He lost one. He's lost all over the place. And so, Jordan redefined the game. He brought the NBA from irrelevancy to the most popular phenomenon in every country around the world. And also, let me just ask a question. When you go to the inner city, you go to Chicago, you go to Atlanta, do you say, hey, man, are you wearing Jordans? Or do you say, hey, are you wearing LeBrons?
Bro is twisting it. You got people that paved the way. Like, you're not going. That's like trying to outshadow a giant. Like,
I said, you're right. I'll ask. But
he knew his angle before
he
started arguing. Smart.
I think LeBron's the GOAT just because of what I've seen him be able to do. Because I did not grow up watching MJ. Like,
fair enough. But just because you don't know about it doesn't mean it's not true.
Yeah.
Right. And it's all. I'm just saying though that like. What you think is high quality basketball is like basically sloppy, disorganized AAU of 125 to 120 games. And that's another important point. the average score of an NBA game
Website
in the 1990s
by
were like
saying,
high
"This is
80s,
what I
early
want."
90s. Now an average regular season game in the NBA is like high 110s, early 120s. No one plays defense as much. The game has been like more three-point centric. It's just a different game where defense is, you know why no one wants to get hurt. If you want, by the way, I encourage you, this is your homework, okay? Go watch The Last Dance with Jordan. I'm telling you, it will change your mind. What Jordan had to do to get even through the Detroit Pistons, they would throw him around, they would smack him down. LeBron has never had to face defense the way that Jordan had to against the Pistons.
What about the Warriors?
Never. Jordan had competition that no one else had. Jordan played against Magic Johnson. Jordan played against Isaiah Thomas. Jordan played against Charles Barkley. Jordan played against Stockton, and he never lost the final. LeBron played against guys that could never even compete with the legend of the 90s, and he lost more finals than he won.
I think LeBron played against a lot greater. I think LeBron played against a lot greater players than Jordan had to play against.
You got to think about that.
KD.
Who? You
Curry?
think
He
Hayden
said
is
KD.
comparable?
Who? I said Curry.
You think Steph Curry is compared to Magic Johnson?
I think Curry is better than Magic Johnson.
That's
That's wild.
that's a different planet.
Yeah, that's,
Because here's why, and I'll just
They
close with
softer.
this. I don't take any NBA seriously post like 2012, 2013. The game has descended into sloppiness, ratings-driven, really a China-appeasing model of the game. China, by the way, the NBA has configured all the China. It's rebroadcast there through all their money. They like high points, three-point shooting, and players. If you go watch the '90s NBA, it was players diving on the floor. They bloody themselves up. They get in fights all the time. And yeah, Dennis Rodman and Scottie Pippen. And by the way, it's like Steph Curry's own coach, Steve Kerr, played for Michael Jordan. And like, by the way, and I know this is a tough question. I can't think of I could think of two moments in LeBron's career that I think is clutch. Maybe the block at the Cleveland Cavaliers to win the finals when he went back to Cleveland. Respect, that was good. Yeah. Good for him, right? And maybe like the game winner, I think it was like game 3 or game 4, even though they didn't win the series back in like 2007, 2008. But like Michael Jordan has the most legendary clutch performances of any player in the history of the game.
Bro, I just want to read this right quick. It say, yo, quit without the ad. I mean, without the ads. It say, what we know currently is that my fault, y'all. I'm a little, cloudy brain today. Charlie Kirk was about 20 minutes into his presentation when we heard shots fired from the nearby building, and to the best of our knowledge, he was hit and taken with his security team away from the premises, and the courtyard was cleared, a UVU spokeswoman told CNBC. Bro, that sounded like a sniper. Sound like bro got hit by a
the
sniper.
Game winner in Game 6 against Cleveland, or what he did against the Utah Jazz to cap off his career. And I'll close with this. You know how you are the GOAT? You're the GOAT when you don't have to keep on playing till you're 40 and get your kid some sort of special job just because you're a billionaire.
Wow.
That's how you know you're the GOAT. You're the GOAT where you're like, I just won 6. Thanks so much. I'm retiring. Thanks for playing. The GOAT knows he's the greatest, and he doesn't have to keep on playing to prove it.
right.
Thanks, Jerome. You're the best. You want a hat?
Yeah.
Thanks, man. God bless, man. As you can tell, I have no opinions.
That ain't great debate.
I defend Michael Jordan to the death.
But
I am from Chicago, so yeah. If your portfolio is over $250,000 and you aren't hedged, you are sitting on a ticking time bomb. Markets at all-time
high. Y'all was talking about. If that was the debate y'all was talking about, that ain't nothing that's like mind blowing. Though, how he is it anything greater that he did that stuck out other than this debate? Because that I've heard like 12-year-olds debate and twist people's brains a little bit better. Debate is all about psyche. Like what else can y'all show me that tells me?
We have some breaking news from Utah that we want to get to right now. Shots fired during a speech.
What did he do besides like?
According lawmakers out.
Like I'm somebody coming from this. My first time. Today is the first time I heard about this boy. Show me something that make me say, "Oh, I see why everybody." Know about him, heard about him.
Need a hand?
Like, is
influential conservative activist.
Any documentary? I know that's all that's gonna pop out is RIP. But like, I'm looking for like, okay, what's this? So this is what he did.
So I just had a question on your thoughts on if we need more gun control in the country or not. I'm very pro protecting America and the citizens that live in it. And so I think that we should have more gun control because there's a lot of school shootings that happen, as we mentioned. And, I just think it would do a lot to protect the people. And I think the Second Amendment also qualifies that we should have regulations for guns. I wanted to know your thoughts on that.
Sure. Do you think gun ownership is a right or a privilege?
I think it's a right, but it comes with responsibilities.
Okay, tell me more.
Well, I think that there should be things in place, things like red flag laws and things like that. The AG just approved Mel Gibson to get his gun rights back, even though he had a domestic violence charge. So, I don't think the people that commit these violent crimes should be able to buy guns and things like that. And I think we should have red flag laws in place to make sure that those violent criminals aren't getting guns.
Okay, so let's go. So tell me, in your perfect world, what would constitute a red flag?
Just things like, we can look into any kind of medication and things like that that can affect someone's...
That could be dangerous, right? That could be compromised. There's a lot of vets that come home from war
his thoughts on
and that are on a lot of
I think that's what this is, too,
A lot
gang.
of vets could have their weapons taken away.
Well, I'm not necessarily saying... Bless you. Bless you.
Thank you. It's the pollen or something. Thank you.
I'm not necessarily saying, it's mainly to prevent, future shootings and things like that, and also... putting in place things like a federal registry so that we know, the types of guns that people have. And, it would just essentially be a federal registry that shows these are the guns that this person has, in case.
So you're saying it's kind of poetic in a sense.
Call. That's the most dangerous
how he
call they can
passed
go
away.
on. So,
Yeah, I could see you're coming after this from a good perspective. Let me ask one other question. What would you say is the ultimate and final purpose of the Second Amendment?
I think it's self-defense against a tyrannical government, which...
We agree. Sure. Great. Keep going.
Well, but I think within the Second Amendment, it also implies that we have high regulations in the first four words.
Sort of.
Of it.
Well-regulated militia
Right.
actually
Are you
meant
stopping
well-armed,
him?
but that's a separate issue. But
Well, how do you know?
Cowboys
You're
do.
interpreting what the Founding Fathers
Well,
put
they
in.
said it in the Federalist Papers, right? So it's not just me, but also in the Heller decision, in the 5-4 decision, that said that gun ownership was a right. This was a hotly debated thing.
But
And-
do you disagree? Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
So you're a political
do you,
superstar.
disagree with the idea of a federal registry like
Oh,
that?
without a doubt. The
You
only
do?
reason you'd want to register the guns is if you want to confiscate them.
Well, or to make sure that people like officers of the law are protected and know what
It's-
they're going into. A domestic...
That's a good argument.
Right.
To your credit. I will try to make a better argument where the problem of the government knowing where every gun is would then lead itself towards mass confiscation. And I would agree with you, a well-armed citizenry is the greatest protectorate of liberty and freedom in this country.
Even though the Army has things like drones and tanks and things like that outarm,
Justify
citizens that
gun
have-
killings.
Yes and no. I mean,
That's what I'm
we've
saying.
seen
It's
it
kind
in
of
several
poetic how he
instances
passed
where
away.
At least a citizen, that's a good argument, but I would say a little flawed, where the citizens are able to protect themselves in some ways. It's a much harder population to control.
I understand.
this video
but
not
so you
today.
think a federal registry would infringe on the rights?
Potentially. I think that there's
Not
no
though.
good argument, other than potential. I ascribe to the government bad motives and bad intentions when it wants to infringe more on these types of freedoms and liberties.
Well, I understand. I just personally don't see it as an infringement because, like we just said, and I think we agreed that owning a gun is a right. However,
Yes.
I think it was responsibilities. But also I wanted to ask, is voting a right or is that a privilege?
Well, it is a right, and that's so felons can get their rights back, right? And so,
Right.
but rights can be suspended or delayed, and we
Right,
both agree
but-
with that. So,
right,
for
but-
example, like somebody in prison doesn't get guns.
Right, no, of course.
Somebody in prison doesn't have the same free speech rights that you might
Right,
have.
but what's the first thing that you have to do if you want to vote in this country? You have to register, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's a federal registration to be able to vote in this country. So why not?
Yeah, bad
we
John,
can
Trey,
agree that
bad John.
keeping safe and keeping our elections to where people who shouldn't vote aren't voting is that's keeping America safe because we don't want people who
That's a fair. That's a
can't
fair
vote.
point. I would say there's something that there's a technical difference between a voter registration roll and a gun registration
Right, guns
roll.
are much more dangerous.
Well, also, but guns in many different ways, they would go after the guns a lot more than the voter registration roll.
Well, how do we know, though?
my worldview comes out of one in the 20th century, where almost every totalitarian government went after the guns first, and the confiscation of guns then leads into the erosion of freedom and liberty.
Right, but wouldn't you say in the 20th century, as you just said, that the disparity between the technology that citizens had to protect themselves compared to what the military had, wouldn't you say that there was a much smaller disparity as opposed to what we see nowadays?
Somewhat. I think that's a fair point.
Yeah.
So,
I'm acknowledging that's a fair point.
okay.
But do you see my perspective as well?
No, I do
that,
understand.
That an armed citizenry Also, it says shall not be infringed, so we have to kind of wrestle with those two things
Right, but
simultaneously.
so if it's
No,
just
this
a
wasn't from
semantics
today,
argument,
Joe.
then to that point,
It's not. I mean,
because-
semantics is meaning. That's literally what the word means. But
Right, but
so-
you're saying because it says shall not be infringed, we can't do anything.
No,
Does
this
that
is
mean
another
does that
one.
mean
That
voting
word
rights can be
I'm
infringed
saying
because it doesn't say it cannot be infringed?
I'm saying I err on the side that more government regulation around guns means that they'll try to take good people's guns away, which then results in less global or let's just say national freedom and liberty.
Extol just stirred up some drama in the late.
Don't get me wrong, bro. Bro is smart, but I don't see the hype. He seemed like a political superstar that got pushed to the forefront because, and I'm not taking away from what this man greatness was, but from what I'm seeing, POV first, I'm looking for something that's
Hey,
like.
Charlie, how's it going? So I wanted to speak to you about sex and gender. I think we have a disagreement there.
That's what I keep hearing about.
I feel like we can agree on sex. There are male, female, you're either born male, female, or in some cases, some instances, there's a case of intersex persons. But I think our disagreement lays with your interpretation or your take on gender and how it's directly linked to sex. And I just kind of want to see where, what's your thoughts on gender, or what's your take? Because I'm not quite sure. I'm not really caught up on what you've.
Sure. So gender's a made-up concept. Do you know who made it up?
Who made it up?
A guy by the name of John Money in the 1960s.
Oh, what? You lost me. I became a guy in the 1960s. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm just like, even if gender was the word, I'm sure I had male parts when I was born.
Why did he make it up?
No, I was going to say, wouldn't technically anything be a made-up concept?
No, sex is not made up. You can look at sex. XX and XY chromosomes are not made up.
Okay.
Are not made up.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think we're on the same page about that.
So sex is observing. Gender is creating something new.
Okay.
Totally different. We observe nature. Gender is creating a new thing out of thin air that has no applicability to our discourse or dialogue. So there are zero genders, two sexes, infinite personalities. We recognize that people have different personalities. We don't think you should get a different definition on the forms you fill out or how people talk to you, recognize you, or how you are treated.
So when it comes to defining or looking at and seeing what or who is a man or a woman, it only refers to sex. Like if they have a sort of, is that correct?
Yeah. And it's worked really well for all of humanity. We decided to screw it up the last 20 years.
But what about with like societal implications with the way what's it called, gender, with the way gender is expressed? You could, for example, you could have a you could be a trans. Let me take this for example. If I was transgender, say I was born female, but with the way I present myself, if I shave my mustache, I shave my mustache, I dress like a male. When I'm walking down the street, you would think what would you think I am?
What I think is irrelevant. You can disguise yourself to look something you are not. I can wear blackface. Do I become black?
No, of course not.
Oh, so wait, hold on. Then a man dresses like a woman, why does he become a woman?
It's not that he becomes a woman. It's he's seen and he's
But then
seen
why should
as
he be
a woman.
recognized as something that he's not?
It's not that.
I agree and disagree. Blackface is kind of like you making fun of something. You trying to become something and deep down feel like you are that. I get why if they did make up the gender factor, I get why they did it.
He needs to. It's not that they need to be recognized.
Oh, no, that's what it's all about. It's about recognizing a delusion. You can dress however you wish. You can act however you wish, but I'm not going to recognize your lie. In fact, you could get in trouble for mispronouncing in the state of California. We're teaching our kids you must pronoun correctly, and you actually have to certify the delusion. So again, I say if I wear blackface and I don't become black, why does a man who wear a dress become a woman?
It's not.
Bro, you can't let
I
him
feel like
stop
it's
him
not
like that.
up for someone. I feel like it's not up for you to decide. I think it's up for the individual, and I think the way they express themselves through
You give
through
them
either-
bullshit crap answers, bro. Your angle was
the way
wrong
they
on
express themselves through their through their apparel, through their attire. I think that's more indicative of how
Okay, then let's play this out. If everyone can just choose however they want, should biological men who are born as a man be able to compete in female sports? I'm asking.
He got a point there. I would say only if they really change their genitals and all that, then yes. But no.
No, I don't believe that biological men should be in women's sports.
And God bless you for saying that, because that's at. So here's another question: should biological men who identify as women be able to go into women's locker rooms?
Can you repeat that one more time?
Biological man, so he has a.
Okay.
See what y'all mean.
And he says he's a woman. Should he be allowed to go into female locker rooms?
I mean, no. We have on campus. We have all gender restrooms on campus where males and females are.
I think that's a terrible idea, right? So, because male female distinctions are critically important. It's how society is structured.
Yeah, but we have these shared spaces, and there hasn't been any sort of issues, or I think the major consensus.
No, I ain't see the clip yet, bro. I ain't want to watch it on here. I ain't even gonna go hunt for it, bro. If it pop up, it pop up. I just want to know who he was before he passed. Like everybody, I'm just now being introduced to him, so I'm curious as to what his greatness was. I ain't even trolling on his his
is that people are actually enjoy the the all gender bathrooms.
Let's talk about locker rooms though. Do you think women would enjoy undressing next to a fully unclothed man?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, so then we should prohibit that. So we agree. So and then finally, do you think that a young 15-year-old?
It's the thing though, because in a lot of cases, females undress in front of their gay best friend. So if you feel that comfortable around those type of people and they mind that they are like you, I don't see anything wrong with that, because you know what they identify as. Like
here in California, a young boy who thinks he is a girl, should he be allowed to chop his off?
Can you say that again from the start? Real quick.
15-year-old boy in California. He thinks he's transgender.
Okay.
Should he be allowed to go chop his parts off?
Should he be allowed? I think that's a conversation for him and his medical and his doctor and his family. I mean, I'm not. It's not my job to.
Should 15-year-olds be allowed to get tattoos?
Should 15-year-olds be allowed to get tattoos? No.
If they parents cool with it.
But you can't get a tattoo.
I mean,
you gotta.
I mean,
you gotta have that maturity.
I mean, I think that's
no.
I don't think that's really that comparative.
Well, they're both irreversible, right? Actually, one matters a lot more for human flourishing than the other.
No, I would definitely agree. It's a very It's a very life-altering process, and I think it requires a lot of time.
We're going back and forth.
It requires a lot of time, and it shouldn't be something that should be just jumped into. I just think that's something for an individual and their family and their doctors to decide, and not for society or the state.
Last question, most important question: what is a woman?
A woman, you know it when you see it. You know, it's like if I look,
is what she
looks
be.
like a woman.
If she want to be a
she looks like a woman. She looks like a woman. She looks like a woman. It's the way you express yourself. So. Like, all these, it's the way you express yourself.
It's two different definitions.
if you basically, womanhood is a costume.
Yeah, okay.
I'm not saying that.
No, it is. Yeah, if you're able to wear the right stuff and just assume the identity, you can appropriate womanhood. Is that correct?
That's what it sounds like. That's what society is now.
Okay, is Caitlyn Jenner a woman?
Yeah, she wanna be.
Yes.
See, look,
why?
How you just contradict yourself?
Why is she a woman?
What chromosomes does Caitlyn Jenner have?
So you talking scientific?
I mean, I think her chromosomes don't have to deal with her gender. Like, I think that's where the disagreement lies. Is that
Yeah. Again, so this is where you are playing into this narrative that gender exists. We reject that paradigm completely.
Okay.
Because gender has led us to this place that your own personal self-expression matters to your core identity. And again, that means nothing. Infinite personalities, no genders, two sexes. And we must live in reality, not in the delusions of the heads of people that want us to accommodate their fantasy. Thank you very much for your time.
I get it. Like I say, he like a political. You see everybody make America great again. He probably was about to go on a presidential run. He like a political superstar, bro. Keep it a bean. He probably was about to go on a political run, and this probably had something to do with politics, bro. These conspiracies and these JFKs, because it seemed like it was on some JFK stuff. The way the street I saw was all wild up with grass and all that. It's
you know how it works.
Man.
Thank you to Lane from YRV5. That was great. Really appreciate it. And we're gonna be here for a couple hours.
Yeah, this very much given assassination.
bring the best libs that Utah has.
A higher up assassination. A lot of strings. Don't get me cooked talking, but I'm just saying. Look at the power that this man, he pulling these type of crowds out. These ain't no people in the hood. These is rich, generational wealth people. And he got them under, like what they say. Who said that in the comments? A unison of all. You laughing, but on some stuff, he got them eating out the palm of his hand. And that bull was so powerful, they probably was scared. Man, watch out, man. Real life ain't no joke. Ain't no joke, man. That's crazy. Let me see what else popping, bro. Tell me in the comments, chat. In the comments, what is y'all biggest? What is y'all biggest Charlie Kirk moment? What had y'all like paying attention to him? I still ain't seen nothing that'll make me be like, I gotta watch this bull close. But y'all might have seen something. Y'all said the debate about the sports and all that. I get that. Respectfully had them eating out the palm of his hands. So how no one giving you attention? My fault, Wiz. What you say, Birdie? So he going in the dirt where he belongs. Dang. Why you on that, gang? Thanks for the follow. I don't even want to say that name. Thanks for the follow, though, bro. No disrespect to you, but you know it's floating in the air. You listen to what he's saying right before it happens. See, dang, that made me want to watch it on the live. But what's one of his craziest moments, chat? I don't know, never knew of him like that, but I just know the clip disturbing his head. You said on a man, like his perspective on what a man is. Let me see.
I mean, I think they have proper amount of funding.
What are you talking about?
Welcome everybody, Riley. Welcome back to San Francisco State. You've been here before.
I have. This is my third time. Certainly more.
You ever seen The Boys? This giving real The Boys. I mean The Boys. Like let me show y'all the show I'm talking about. Red, white, and blue, all that.
Pleasant than the past few times. So very, very excited.
All right, you know how it works. You come up, you can disagree front of the line. We're going to have a lot of fun today. And maybe eventually we'll make San Francisco red. That'll be a lot of fun, everybody, won't it? All right, let's get started, everybody.
Hello.
Yes.
I just want to start off by saying Scott Sullivan wanted to say hi. And also, my question is, how much more money do you think we should give to Israel?
At this point, probably very little. I mean, I think they have proper amount of funding. I think the more important operative question is, do you think that Israel is the good actor in the Middle East? And I believe they are, especially versus their radical Islamic neighbors. But I'm America first, and I think we've given a very generous amount of money to Israel right now. And they should be allowed to do as they see fit in the region and protect themselves.
Amen. Amen. Well, to answer your question, I don't really think there's any good actors over there. I think both Hamas. Don't touch it? All right, my bad. I don't think both Israel or Hamas are doing themselves any favors. That's my opinion.
That's fine. Do you have any other thoughts about that?
No.
Okay, do you think that what happened to Israel on October 7th was evil and wrong?
Yeah.
Okay, good. We agree.
All right.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
You too.
Is that it?
Real quick, I just want to apologize. I'm not super familiar with who you are. I came to talk to him about religious stuff.
Totally good.
Do you want to just give me a quick overview of what your religious beliefs are so I can still involve you in this conversation? Because I don't want to just
absolutely.
be like, no, just nothing for you. So.
Absolutely. I'm a Christian who believes that Jesus Christ died on the cross for my sins. So there is hope for an eternal life.
Where's the speaker that's coming out? I'm having a hard time hearing over the crowd, but can you just say the last half of that again?
Yes, absolutely. I said I'm a Christian who believes that Jesus Christ died on the cross for my sins and hopes for eternal life.
Okay. All right. Okay. And then Charlie Kirk, I don't want to just explain your views, but from what I've seen a pretty good deal of you. You're, famous. I know that you do believe the generally speaking, the Bible is a good justification for morality, good guide for morality. You do believe Jesus Christ. You do believe that he was resurrected. You do believe that he died for our sins. Anything else you need that you feel is important before I get into this conversation to clarify?
No, but I imagine you're probably going to say something like, "Oh, does the Bible like endorse slavery or something like that?"
That's actually exactly what I was talking about.
Because
you didn't guess anything. You had a lady asking me what my belief was.
Interestingly, so
but that's not actually what I was going to ask. But it is about slavery.
Let's focus on that. Does the Bible endorse slavery?
Objectively, yes, it does.
What verse?
So there is lots of verses in the Bible.
No, not correct. The Bible regulates slavery, an ancient practice. What verse does the Bible ever endorse or morally support slavery? What the Bible did is it took a pragmatic approach to an ancient and primitive people and actually made it harder to own slaves. Secondly, your view of chattel slavery, which infected the West.
That's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about chattel slavery.
Correct. And I want to make sure everyone makes sure that's morally clear. Chattel slavery is explicitly prohibited in the book of Exodus. Slavery in the Old Testament was largely sometimes voluntary, economic, or temporary. It was not lifelong or done on the basis of
the way, bro, it looked like bro was on a tour. That's what I'm saying. Bro was probably about to run for president
race or multi-generational. Finally, in the scriptures, I'm sure you know about the book of Philemon.
Yes.
Okay, what happens in the book of Philemon regarding slavery?
I believe his name, the mayor, or not mayor, because it's an olden city, but it's the leader of the village. I don't remember his name. It's like Acarius, I believe is his name.
Close, actually. That's actually very close. Yeah, it's Osiris or whatever. Paul writes to Philemon, encouraging him, in fact, commanding him as the authoritative Christian writer and basically the pseudo arbiter of how churches should form, saying, Philemon, you should take your slave not as a slave, but as a free person, because basically slavery is now in the old compact and we're in the new compact. And finally, Jesus Christ comes to liberate us from our sins. We see this in Luke chapter 4. He says, bring liberty to the captives. And slavery is a practice.
The point of the conversation, you know, everybody got their point of views. When they in this politics, they need to appeal to the public that they have the majority thought, everything that they thinking, he got the same point of view, but he could break it down into
that is ancient. It is a practice that is also very modern. We have more slaves today on the planet today than any other time in human history. In fact, we should instead not ask the question of why is it that slavery existed? Instead, we should ask the question of who abolished slavery. And I would ask you that question by what text?
I know you're going to say religious people and Christians specifically, but it's a very hard point to make. I know a lot of people like to say that abolitionists used the Bible to justify why slavery was wrong. That's not exactly what happened. If you want to be more accurate, abolitionists used the Bible to justify why slaves should be seen as humans, and then use secular beliefs for why no human should be treated as a slave.
Who was the first person to lead an abolition movement in the West?
The first individual person or the first movement?
Yeah, the first person to successfully abolish slavery.
White life matter, nigga, the rainbow matter. White life, black life, purple life, yellow life, Teletubby life, all life matter. Ain't just white life. Everybody life matter, bro. You should hold life at a higher level than just, R.I.P. or from yesterday.
To successfully abolish it or lead an abolition movement? I'm trying to clarify here.
That's why I'm in here. I'm not really concerned about what happened to him today because he's going. That's just going to be what it is. But I want to know what made him great. I want to know what everybody's seeing in him. You feel what I'm saying?
William Wilberforce.
I want to be specific. He's the first person to do what?
To
lead an abolitionist movement?
Successfully abolish slavery as an abolitionist movement in the West, right?
Are you saying he abolished slavery in America?
What life don't matter, real? What life don't matter? And to whom? Everybody matter to somebody. Everybody is somebody, everything.
America?
Well, actually, no. He was from the UK. So I said the West, not America. Right. And he did so why? Because he was.
Even they got parents. No disrespect, and I don't by any means condone any of their activity. I wish them how I wish them. You feel what I'm saying? But they got parents too that love them. You feel what I'm saying? They probably got kids that love them. They probably got people that really love them, so they matter to somebody.
A pastor and a believer in the word. Tell me about Frederick Douglass. Frederick Douglass said we must abolish slavery. Why? And who was Frederick Douglass?
Frederick Douglass is a Protestant
you can't mess my man's name up like that. Who?
The first individual person or the first movement?
Yeah, the first person to successfully abolish slavery.
To successfully abolish or lead an abolitionist movement? I'm trying to clarify here.
William Wilberforce. You know William Wilberforce.
I want to be specific. He's the first person to do what?
To lead an abolitionist movement? Abolish slavery as an abolitionist movement in the West, right?
Are you saying he abolished slavery in America?
Well, actually, no. He was from the UK. So I said the West, not America. And he did so why? Because he was a pastor and a believer in the word. Tell me about Frederick Douglass. Frederick Douglass said we must abolish slavery. Why? And who was Frederick Douglass?
Frederick Douglass is a Protestant Catholic, or was a Protestant Catholic.
It's a.
Oh, did you want to say he was an atheist because you don't believe in his beliefs? Because if you actually read his job,
what
he
is
is
a Protestant Catholic exactly?
It's a group of Catholicism that takes from Protestant beliefs.
Okay, tell me more.
They
about
are
that.
a real sect.
Okay.
Just because they're not very popular doesn't mean they don't exist.
Well, tell me about Frederick Douglass, though.
Like what his beliefs were? What do you
Anything.
want? I need more specific questions. You want me to just tell you about the guy?
No, it don't.
Yeah.
Okay. So he was a religious
not
leader
about
and
that.
he condemned
I just
slavery.
want to know why.
Okay, none of that is true. Actually,
Yes, it is. He ran a church. You know that, right?
I know he
Frederick
could.
Douglass is a former slave. Okay.
After he was freed,
Yes.
opened a church.
Yes, okay, and you missed the whole former
black
slave
church, by the
part.
way.
And he was the #1 leading abolitionist voice who counseled Abraham Lincoln in person on multiple instances. And he said, and he made the clarion call, that slavery is inconsistent with the truths of the gospel. John Quincy Adams, Thaddeus Stevens, the greatest abolitionists of the West, they did not use Roman philosophy, they did not use Buddhism, they did not use Hinduism, they didn't use Shintoism, they didn't use Islam, they didn't use reason, they didn't use the things of the Enlightenment. They used
you
the
can't just throw
Bible.
reason
Hold
in
on,
there.
1 second.
You can't just throw reason in
They
there.
used the Bible to abolish slavery. So you can come here and cherry pick
not
verses,
true.
but it's Christianity that got rid of the most horrific practice of slavery, and
Not
the world
true.
is a
Not
better
true.
place because of it.
That's thorough. I don't know. Bro don't got that face. He probably would have been a proud slave owner. He probably would have been one of them boys that helped free the slaves. The hat not saying that, but his face saying back then he probably would have helped me sneak some slaves away.
May I
can
ask
say
my
that
question
about
now?
Bro face.
Because I didn't actually get to ask my
did
question
he?
from the original point. Okay, so what I want to talk to you about was slavery in the Bible, and I can't.
He said, please, this man was straight up racist that wouldn't spit on you if you were on fire. No, that's what I'm saying. I don't know, cuz this is my first impression of him today. I want to know what y'all seen that either made him racist, that made him a great debater, like what everybody got him on a pedestal about. I want to see that. If this what it is, I can see why he a great debater. Like, but what has he done? Did he
Show you where it was justified. You did ask me, then you didn't actually give me
Why
a chance
was
to
he
answer the
amazing,
question.
Big John?
So first of all, I would like to say in the Old Testament in Exodus, it repeatedly says that slaves should obey their masters. It also gives you periods of how much you should charge for slaves, when you can take your slaves into, when
None
you can
of
take people
that
into
condones
slavery.
is morally acceptable. See, that you're conflating two things: regulating an ancient practice that was primitive,
Let me
and then
finish.
putting guardrail. No, because you're saying something incorrect.
Okay.
It never does the Bible ever condone the practice. Regulation is not the same as condoning. For example, we put regulations around drinking and alcohol, but we don't condone it as something that is necessarily good. So those are two separate moral things.
What about when?
No, you lost me. You lost me. Just because you don't condone what? I mean, I guess.
God literally tells people while they're conquering foreign nations to take those people as slaves. Is that condoning slavery?
No. Not at all.
What about when
because
the
again, you're
Bible-
thinking of it as chattel slavery. These are temporary. Yes, these are. Instead, think of it as they worked for the Israelites.
Without human rights and were owned as property.
Actually, they got human rights. Do you know
They were
this-
owned as property, though, right?
No, they were not. They had
Yes, they were.
Time out. They got a Sabbath, right? They got a day off of the week. Right, they had human dignity and human respect. Slaves actually in the
that's a bit of a
Israeli
stretch.
in ancient Israel, slaves were even afforded some of the same rights as new people that were brought into the nation of Israel. Only the Bible was one that even cared about the humanity of slaves in the ancient world. Only
That's
the Bible.
super not true.
Okay,
That's
show
super
me
not true.
another document. Show me another text that does.
So the Bhagavad Gita repeatedly gives certain rights for your slaves. It does allow for slavery. Yes, most ancient texts did. However, the Bhagavad Gita is thousands of years predating the Christian Bible and also predating the Old Testament. And it repeatedly lays out specific laws for how you may treat your slaves. And like you said, regulates slavery. Although it, like the Bible, still condones it. Also, what I was going to point out, I still have more evidence of the Bible justifying slavery. If I can continue with that, or if you want to continue on this line of thinking and I can go back to that.
No, again, I think we've covered this sufficiently. Is that it was communicating to an ancient people and took
But
a
you're
pragmatic.
overlooking when it was explicitly
No,
justified.
it was never. There is not a single verse.
That's what I'm giving you now, though.
There is not. Again, there is not a singular verse or instance where the Bible condones it as.
Bro, I'm not gonna watch this whole hour, Haitian Jean, but I'm watching this because I don't know, cuz I'm trying to figure out what made him great. Why is everybody like putting this man on a pedestal? I know he got cooked. I'm not really worried about that. I want to see what everybody else see in him.
Morally acceptable or approving. And in fact, secondly, we as Christians don't just live by the old covenant, we live by the new covenant.
I want to talk to that as well.
So we look to neither slave nor Greek or Jew. You're all one in Christ Jesus. We look to the teaching of Philemon.
Which still clearly recognizes slavery as a practice, right?
Well, actually, again, Paul himself told the Philemon, reject the practice of slavery. It is the most anti-slavery verse in the New Testament. Philemon 1:16. You guys can actually check it right now. Philemon 1:16, where Paul is writing to, again, he's writing to Philemon about his slave, Onesiris, or the city manager, saying that take him not as a bond. Do you want to read it right now? Philemon 1:16. You can check my Bible trivia.
I'm looking for it right
He's got a Bible right there.
The Bible app. Oh, wait, you have a Bible?
Go read Philemon 1:16 in front of everybody. Please.
We're looking for the follow.
Philemon's way later than that, man. Way later. There you go. Yep. Bible being read in San Francisco. That's a beautiful thing, everybody.
Fun little fact about me: when I was in high school, I spent 9 months reading this book cover to cover. It's an interesting book.
It's not. No, it's actually the Word of God. That's fine.
And it really does justify slavery.
Okay,
That's
well,
the one
then
takeaway.
read Philemon 1:16.
I'm still looking for it. Give me time.
Say, give me time.
Yeah, it was earlier than I thought it was. I knew it was earlier.
If you want to look in your phone, you can too on the Bible app. I don't care, but
okay. Searching Bible verses is quicker. We can agree on that, right?
Fine.
Let me see, bro. What's up?
I want to complete the point. It's very important because we cannot allow the Word of God to be blasphemed publicly.
My homie told me to check him out, but like 2 days ago, and then he got cooked today. That's why I'm really checking him out. I'm like, that's crazy. It's just irony.
And then we'll get to the next question.
Philemon's 1:16, you said?
Philemon 1:16.
My man just text me. That's crazy.
After this, will I get to read a Bible verse as well?
I think we have sufficient time, but please finish the point.
1:16.
Do you want to read it, Riley? You found it quicker.
Yep.
You can tell he don't like
No longer as a slave, but better than a slave. As a dear brother, he is very dear to me.
You are wrong.
Are we not reading English?
The later do so out of love, knowing that I am put here for the defense of gospel.
Well, hold on.
That is what it actually says.
I'll read what I have on my phone right here,
What Bible are you
NIV
reading?
version. No longer as a slave, but better than a slave, as a dear brother. He is very dear to me, but even dearer to you, both as a fellow man and as a brother in the Lord.
Not as a slave, but a brother in the Lord.
Okay.
That statement of human equality led to the abolition of slavery in the world. Philemon 1:16. So there is no such justification. Final thought.
What about when Mark and Lucas both recount in their Gospels that Jesus himself said to slaves to respect their masters
I ain't gonna turn this into
earthly
a whole
slaves,
Bible joint. I ain't about to watch this whole joint.
respect your masters as if you would respect the Lord himself.
Yes, again, so that is the word eved, right, which could be used as many things. You know that Paul also calls us a slave to Christ?
Yes.
Are we a literal chattel bond to Christ, or is it a metaphorical teaching?
Are you thinking he was talking about metaphorical slaves
It
at that
could
point,
be,
or he
because
was
at
talking
times, well, we don't know. Because
But he was talking to a group of slaves.
Hold on. Second,
literal slaves.
First of all, Jesus talked in parables all the time and in metaphors. Is Jesus actually a door? Is he actually a vine?
No,
is he
but
actually
this
a shepherd?
verse is clearly literal. He's talking to a literal group of literal slaves, and he tells those literal slaves to respect their earthly master.
But that can be extrapolated as a moral teaching to respect your teachers, to respect your elders, and that is the context.
Let's look up viral clips, because I don't see the greatness that y'all see. And maybe he just been popping for some years, bubbling, and like, it's like I don't see what make him so great. No disrespect to this man's life, because he has passed, and I'm sure people loved him and adored him.
Hey everybody, we had a record year on TikTok. Record year, over 1.8 billion.
He seemed like somebody that was just going on a political run and a publicity run, and it was like
views. What you are about to watch,
you feel what I'm saying?
It got us over 1 billion views. This is the $1 billion contemplation video. This video
in America,
that you're about to see, 1 billion people saw.
Everything that people do that's in the politics, they do it strategically. And now that it's crossing over into social media, just watch everything he do. Is probably gonna do something with a red, white, and blue flag. Is all marketing and strategic.
Who knows what it means for the election and for the civilization? 1 billion people saw these videos. Here we go.
What's your name?
None of your business, unfortunately, but...
Okay, hello, nice to meet you, none of your business.
Thank you, I appreciate it. So, do you love America?
Yes, I do.
I hate America.
I live here. King James Version was
Every
altered
state
to
in the USA should be an independent country. What do you think of this?
Off the mic, dude.
Well, I just
Yo,
have to ask,
you
since
heard
you hate
what
the
they
country,
said?
do you
Get
plan to
the
leave?
f- off the mic, dude. Hey, yo, no.
The USA should be an independent
Get off our
country.
soil. No boy.
What do you think of this?
People take America for granted, bro. Y'all be like, oh, America this, or my city, my bro. So much opportunity, freedom, privilege here that we take for granted, bro.
Off the mic, dude.
Well, I just first have to ask, since you hate the country, do you plan to leave?
What do you mean by that?
Exactly.
Do you plan to go live in another country?
Okay. No, I do not.
Let me tell you something.
Your face is an idiot.
America is the only country where even those who hate it refuse to leave. That's how you know you live in a great country.
Can you prove that?
He's a proud American, but I don't disagree with him, bro. I don't take for granted. You got to take the good with the bad. It's some bad things that America got to account for, but it's also, like you said, one of the greatest places on earth. If you compare, like, if you go compare it.
Well, thank you. May I have a hat?
No. So let me ask you, none of your business. Who do you plan to vote for?
I plan to vote for Kamala Harris.
Why?
I mean, you answered my question, so I'm done here. Like, there are people waiting.
Can you tell me her greatest accomplishment?
No, I can't.
Can you tell me a single accomplishment?
I cannot. I want to leave.
I want to leave. He getting cooked. That's why. I mean, they getting cooked. None of your business got cooked. Okay.
Everybody, do me a favor. Please be respectful, okay?
He's a great debater.
Hello.
And he knows how to control the public. He's a good MC.
I have a few leading questions before my main one, because I have to be honest, I don't really know that much about you. So would you say that you're very religious?
I am religious. However, every one of my political positions is defensible from a non-religious perspective.
Okay, great. So I was under the impression that your beliefs on abortion were stemming from your religious beliefs.
That's crazy.
Well, at the core, that is correct, but I can get that it is defensible from using reason and prudence, as I have done the last couple of
Cool. So you're not trying to illegalize abortion based on the Bible.
Well, no, not based on the Bible. My personal conviction comes from the Bible. I want to make abortion illegal because it is the only applicable extension of laws we already and standards we already have in the West. Correct.
I'm sorry, can you maybe rephrase that?
Lindy Lou, I can see why you would say that. I'm not agreeing or disagreeing, but I can see.
Eliminating abortion is the only logical step while we apply the standard we already have in this country to unborn life. So we have murder laws.
Yes.
Therefore, murder laws should apply to unborn life as it does to born life.
Okay. So, again, reiterating, you're not trying to instate laws based on Christian beliefs because that would be unconstitutional, right?
Well, again, sort of, but no, I am not using scripture to defend my beliefs. However, my personal convictions start with scripture, but the political views that we're talking about here are all defensible using reason and Western tradition.
Okay. So, great. That's all I needed to know, that you weren't trying to instate laws based on Christian beliefs, because I would not be able to support anything that was so blatantly unconstitutional. But thank you for clarifying that for me.
Charlie say, hold on, Manny say, all I got to say is the truth hurts. He know too much. Now, remember I was talking about that political stuff, bro. There's always a conspiracy that it was some political behind the scenes stuff.
I had a whole thing ready, but I guess that wasn't necessary. Thank you so much.
Well, first of all, just tell me more about how you view politics, or what is that okay? Or if not, like, and feel free to.
I know y'all gonna keep asking me, did I see the assassination footage? I didn't see it. For one, my man's told me about him a couple days ago the day he got cooked. I just wanted to know what made him so great. I ain't really chasing the footage or what it, you know what I'm saying? He going. I won't even get excited about that. We seen stuff in real life. We seen this multiple times online. I mean, so if I see it, I see it. If not, I just want to know what made him a great person. You feel me? You gotta respect, like RIP real life type stuff.
Walk away. I'm not
Maybe
here.
not in this crowd.
That's okay. Thank you. What's your name?
My name is Archer.
Archer, thank you for coming up, and I hope you have a great day.
Thank you so much. Thank you for clarifying.
And let me just say one last thing. I could tell you probably have a negative impression of Christianity, maybe, I hope one day we can earn back your support to making Jesus Christ your Lord and Savior. I'm sorry if the church has failed you in that way, because I do have strong religious convictions and beliefs, and there is a God who made you and loves you, and he sent his son to die for you.
Her name is Mom.
Okay, well, thank you. I do appreciate
Thank you.
the candor and the courage to come up here, but we will pray for you. Thank you.
Okay. I can't get out.
Thank you, Archer. Are you voting for Kamala?
So you said the perfect shot. No normal person didn't do this 200 yards away. That's what made me think it was some type of conspiracy BTS stuff. You feel me? Like this wasn't no face, like a regular person, like you said. They had some political stuff going on.
I am.
Okay, what is her greatest?
Hey, free speech? Free speech?
Yeah, they have the freedom of speech to boo you. That's right.
Do I have the freedom of speech? Okay, so if I boo them,
Oh, bro, a little off.
boo them, then it's an impediment of freedom of...
No, but I just gave you an open mic for 15 minutes. Let's just tell me, what is Kamala Harris's greatest accomplishment?
I gotta be ready going up against guys.
See, that's that question. You can't... Okay. The greatest accomplishment, that goes back to sort of establishing an extreme. I can't definitively say, oh, this is the greatest, though, absolute.
Name an accomplishment of hers.
An accomplishment of her? She got in. When she was the Hey.
Nah, bro, you gotta be ready going up against guys.
Attorney General of California. She fought the insurance companies to decrease prices that they're not going to be price gouging. That's an accomplishment.
Wow. Okay. So that's worthy of your vote.
He came to embarrass people, though. You can see it in his eyes.
You support price gouging? I'm curious.
Well, no, I'm just curious. What has she done as vice president that makes you be like, that's my gal?
What is the vice president's the vice president is just president of the Senate. They don't have much.
Oh, that's interesting. If it's just a ceremonial role, why do we even have a VP?
Well, that's not the point. I'm saying
it's not the point.
She was tasked to control the border. How is she done?
The vice president doesn't control the border.
They get portfolio projects from the president. She was given the portfolio project of the border. How is she done?
Again, she doesn't make any.
Bro, Skizzy, I'm not trying to profit off this man live. If you just got in this joint, you heard what I said. I said I'm trying to see what his greatness was. Like I want to see what he was about. I'm not trying to profit off of it. It just so happened he got cooked and it's something to talk about. Profit? No, I'm not making no money off of this. But I do want to see what everybody else seen in him. And somebody just mentioned him to me 2 days ago. So it's ironic. I want to see what he about. You feel me?
Individual, I don't
care about, how he got cooked and none of that. I want to see what everybody else see in him.
She makes a top-down decision about the border.
She made a decision to reverse 50 Trump executive orders. Do you think...
What? Brother? You making money? Left my ass up. What did it say? Brother, where? GE? I don't know what you're talking. Are you talking to me or are you talking to other cuz?
Kamala Harris has done an objectively good job managing our border.
No.
Okay. I appreciate the honesty. Thank you.
No, for sure, bro. I'm a troller. Even if I look serious, I'm never serious for real. Like, I'll be big. I know what my intentions is. I know my heart. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I will be voting for Trump.
Good.
And can I explain why?
Please.
So, yes. Under the Trump administration, my family.
His 25 versus 1. I said this the second time I seen it. That's a thing. Hold on.
Family,
That's not this.
Time we've been renters. So under the Trump administration, when the economy was good, my family, they'd been saving up for a house. They had a good savings. They were making well. And over the last 4 years, their savings have been wiped.
Bro, that's crazy. He said he was the white Malcolm X. When I first started watching this and they was talking about how he got cooked and all that, I'm like, yo, this giving Malcolm X. You get out my pockets, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. And it's giving like JFK vibes. Like he was assassinated because he was probably about to do something like in a direction of good.
Out. Inflation.
I don't even know cuz from Can of Paint. Never heard his name passed before this week.
Has killed them. They're back to renting. They don't know if they'll ever be able to retire. So even though as a Christian I might not agree with how Trump has been in a couple marriages, sleeps with a lot of women, and gets into all this personal drama, just simply based off the economy, I believe I have to vote for Trump.
Well said. Thank you so much. You want a hat? Tell your friends. Love it.
So I tend to lean liberal on a lot of issues, and I'm kind of torn on the election.
I want to try to win you over as a liberal for Donald Trump. So you're going to give me a chance, okay?
I will, sir.
All right, okay. There are 3 things I want you to think about when voting for Trump. Number 1, home ownership. I imagine you want to own a home sometime in your life, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, in order to own a home, you would have to make $125,000 a year right now just to be able to get the mortgage. When Trump was president, it was $75,000 a year. Because Kamala Harris and Joe Biden have spent $6 to $7 trillion of unnecessary federal spending, which have inflated asset prices. The border. Under Donald Trump, the southern border was the most secure it was in American history, with border crossings at an all-time low. Under Kamala Harris, 10 million people have come across the southern border into this country. We have no idea who they are. They're coming into our communities. As a liberal, I imagine you don't like war, right? Under Donald Trump, it was...
Bro seemed like he got a good heart, and he's singing like he believed what he's saying. So when y'all say he was a good person, I believe that he believed he was a good person. And I don't know what wrong he done or what dirt they got on him, but I believe he believed he was a good person. I don't know him to say he was a good person. Y'all know him more than I do.
The first president in 40 years where we had no new wars. Think about who is endorsing Kamala Harris. Dick Cheney, Leon Panetta, Liz Cheney. These are the warmongers of 20 years ago that got us into these wars. And this is why we're...
All right, so it looked like this is the most viral thing that y'all was talking about. This 25 versus 1. This 25v1. And it got the most views. So maybe this is where everybody's attention was put on to him, man.
I think that...
yes or no question.
Hour and a half. I'm not
I
watching
think that a
this whole
person who is assigned male at birth, I don't think they
Assigned male at birth? So people are not male at birth?
I think that a person...
See, your evidence that college is a scam, my friend.
So what do you say in some cases women with IUDs are murderers?
Of course not, they're not murderers.
So what's the difference between an IUD killing a conceived zygote and like a mother going to Planned Parenthood and killing the fetus in her womb?
That was actually the best point somebody made.
It's not about the cells.
No,
It's not about... No, I'm
I know.
speaking. No, I'm 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 speaking.
Want to say it one more time?
No, I'm
Okay,
speaking.
lady.
Hello, everyone. I am Charlie Kirk, founder of Turning Point USA, and I am surrounded by 20 woke college kids.
What is Turning Point USA?
My first prompt is, abortion is murder and should be illegal.
So he a debater. That's basically what he is, chat. Like he debates. Damn.
All right.
Can I?
Yarna Blake got the best. I mean, she there.
Okay, hello, what's your
Hi,
name?
Juliana.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet
Can
you.
we get our terms right first?
Yeah.
Okay, abortion is the forcible ending of the viability of a being in utero, otherwise known as a fetus. Do we agree that's what abortion is?
And another reason why I think he was on some Malcolm X stuff, because a lot of people, when they don't hold their tongue, they become a target. And it seemed like a lot of the stuff he was talking about, he became a target because a lot of people disagree with him, like y'all said. So I see he's like the voice of a free world. And that's why I see people following a lot, like a lot of people following him and saying he's great. Because he had the non-fair, like he didn't have the fair speaking what he really believed. You feel me? A lot of people hold their tongue, and on the platform that he was doing it on.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, great. And then murder is the intentional taking of life, different than killing or sudden death. So murder would be the intent, with intent, taking another life. Do we agree with that?
Okay.
Okay, and then we agree that murder in general in society should be illegal.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
So yeah, no, I do want to preface that I'm a Catholic. So I think one really important thing that the Bible says is to not judge. And just going back to the topic, I think there's a big difference between, cells in utero than a living, breathing, existing being. And while I do believe it's murder, and that's just my personal belief, right? I don't believe in telling people what...
Not to say, you feel what I'm saying? You got the right to feel how you feel. Because if somebody did something to my mom, I would be like that. But I would ask God to soften my heart, because I know that person probably wasn't in the right state of mind. I'll probably still go off the rails, but that's the state of mind I would like to be in.
to do with their bodies. That's not up to me, and it's not up to us as well as Christians to judge.
Should we prevent murder in society?
For sure, yeah.
Then it should be illegal.
But I think that it's really different, right? Because, these people aren't...
Sorry, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
They red flagged her? What? I don't get the game, bro.
Okay, what's your name?
Naima.
Nice to meet you.
Okay, can I just ask,
Sure,
at how many weeks do you think that a fetus is viable?
Well, viability and moral worth are two different things.
No, but I'm asking you, at how many weeks do
Well,
you think
at
a
about
fetus
20
is viable?
weeks, a baby can survive outside of utero.
So it's actually 24 to 26
Well, it's
weeks?
20. The youngest ever in a NICU unit actually happened in San Diego, not far from here, and survived at 20 weeks.
Okay, so under Roe v. Wade, 93% of abortions happened in the first 13 weeks of pregnancy. That's 93% of the abortions happened well before a fetus is technically viable
For
as
sure.
a form
so
of life.
let's go into viability. So what is it about, let's say, a 6-week baby that has a heartbeat, its own DNA, fingerprint, brain waves, that is less moral worth than an 88-year-old right now with dementia in a home down the street? That person requires assistance, requires help. Why is it that the 6-week baby is of less moral worth?
Well, first of all, it's not a baby, it's a fetus.
Well, what does fetus mean?
A fetus is in utero.
What does fetus mean in Latin?
What the f? I'm sorry, is this a language class?
It means little human being.
Ooh, his smile is very creepy. Okay,
Smiling is creepy?
no, your smile specifically.
They're mad because he knows his stuff. If you know your stuff, bro, you going listen. What make they had a question? What make God also powerful? Because of what he knows. So if somebody out knows more than you gonna lose every time, or you gonna be scared of. You feel what I'm saying? Going up against him every time.
Got it.
But let's go back
God, no more.
to we're losing track here.
No, but is what species is the fetus?
The fetus is not a species yet. It's technically classified as a parasite until it is viable.
So
now I want to talk to you about something very
I
quickly.
can't let you get past that. Are you
I'm
saying
sorry.
you're saying a baby is a disease or a tumor?
A parasite is not a disease and a tumor. Those are not the same thing. A parasite
parasite-
is defined as something that cannot survive outside of its host. A baby, before it is viable, cannot survive outside of a woman's womb.
Got it. So let's extrapolate that.
Two things could be right. He could be racist. I haven't seen anything racist yet, but he could be racist and smart. He could be a smart racist.
It is not a living organism.
Are old people with Alzheimer's and dementia that are being assisted every day, are they parasites?
No, they're not parasites. They're human beings who are on the brink of death.
Got it. So
they're not going to be able to survive.
4-month-old that requires mom's breast milk and requires daily changes and feedings cannot survive without its own. Is my 4-month-old a parasite?
Your baby can breathe on its own. Your baby can drink water from its mouth to its stomach.
But it cannot.
Your baby can
Can
eat
it hunt?
food.
Can it gather? Can it reason?
But that's not what qualifies something as being a living organism. Being
let's
a
get
living
back to
organism
terms.
simply means, can you survive outside of a womb, outside of your host?
Got it. So I just want to make sure I'm clear. Why does that then equate to moral viability?
It equates to scientific viability.
Why? Under what standard?
Because it is not alive, and you are advocating for the rights of something that is not technically a life,
Got it. So what is something
while
that has
sacrificing the needs of the human woman
They
who
said the
is
orange
alive.
flags.
So, but
said the orange flags mean if 11 of them go up, then the next speaker, like she gets, kicked out of the chair, and the next speaker get to come up.
a mom can survive
Yes.
without the baby in her,
Uh-huh.
right?
Yes.
The baby cannot survive without the mom.
Yes.
But a mom cannot survive without her lungs. So it's not her body, it's in her body. It's not
Yeah,
her
I
DNA,
know.
so it's not her choice. So it's a
It actually is directly her DNA.
See, she got kicked out the chair.
It is 100%. It's 50% of her DNA.
half her DNA.
If you're a producer who hates AI, this plugin might change your mind. This is reimagining co-producer. You can take
He's gonna win, I'm telling you. This could take a while.
Okay, first of all,
Do we have our terms correct? We agree?
Actually, no. So first of
Okay,
all,
got it.
I'd like to refine our terms. I
Got
have
it.
2 points to bring up after that, though. So you define murder as intentionally killing a human being.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a very poor
looked
way
like
to
he
define
studied
murder, because if
25/7.
someone were to break into my home and point a gun at the heads of me and everybody I love, and I intentionally kill them to prevent them from killing my family, I don't think I murdered them, right? So I would define murder as the unjustified termination of a human life.
You're making a good point. Let me further clarify that. So self-defense is very warranted.
Exactly, right?
But I can see where you're going to go with how that has to go with abortion, but we can go down that journey in a second.
Yeah, so I mean, I kind of do want to give you my argument insofar as why I'm pro-choice, why I think it's justified. But first, I think that, your position is quite absurd, right? Because you're saying that it is murder to kill a human being, right, at any point in development, especially when it's in the mother's womb. My question to you would be, well, does this make women with IUDs murderers? Because it is the case that in some scenarios, an IUD will allow for conception to occur, meaning there's a unique human life there, but it will prevent its implantation, intentionally killing it.
Well, no, preventing implantation is not necessarily the same thing as terminating a fertilized egg. For example, if you take Plan B, Again, it's not the same thing. Preventing the production of progesterone is not the same thing as terminating a being that has been fertilized. You do not know for a fact that the egg has been fertilized. You do not know that when you have an IUD.
Okay, yeah,
Do you?
so preventing fertilization or implantation to the uterine lining is killing a conceived zygote. So what happens? A sperm goes into the egg, right? The egg becomes fertilized. It's a conceived zygote. In some cases, it will prevent the implantation of the conceived zygote, killing the conceived zygote.
In some cases, correct.
So what do you say in some cases, women with IUDs are murderers?
Of course not. They're not murderers. We do not know for a case. That's like saying that.
So
everyone
what's
that
the
takes-
difference between an IUD killing a conceived zygote and like a mother going to Planned Parenthood and killing the fetus in her womb?
Well, so you're asking two separate things. If they knew for certain, to be more clear, that I have a fertilized egg and I'm going to take a drug to prevent that fertilized egg from attaching to their uterine wall, then yes, that is an act of killing or murder, of course.
Okay, so do you think all murderers should go to jail?
Do I think all murderers should go to jail? I mean, on third degree murder. However, no, I don't think women that got abortions or had IUDs should go to jail because I think that they have been deceived by mass culture and mass propaganda. Secondly, the people who should go to jail are the abortionists, who are the ones that have been putting the abortion pill, the ones that have been doing procedures, the ones that have been going into the third trimester and breaking babies' backs and inserting them with syringes while the babies are crying and suffocating, being born alive, and then being dead on the operating table. That is who should go to jail.
Oh,
That was actually the best point somebody made.
we'll have to talk
I know.
about it.
Okay, whenever I'm talking about this discussion,
I'm only gonna be on this.
I always go to the question of what about in the case of the mother when her life is in danger? Because I'm a big believer. I don't know. I'm still iffy on if I think it's or if it's murder or not. But even so, I mean, I don't want to say murder is justified. Guys, wait. Let me just get this one point, and then you can vote me out. Give me 1 second. Say the mother gets pregnant, and she knows that if she gives birth, she's gonna die. She has some kind of health complication. Then what do you do in that
Cesarean
case?
section.
I don't know what that means.
It's a C-section. They
Oh,
do
cesarean
an
section.
insert.
Guys, wait, hold on. Just give me one second.
They go right below the belly button and they deliver the baby. And after she doesn't have to give birth, it's technically birth, but it's much safer. So that's actually safer than an abortion procedure. Sorry, Lily. Hello, how are you?
Hi.
Says
What's your
skip
name?
38
Nice
minutes.
to
You
meet you.
gotta see the trans lady.
I would say with
All right, after this,
abortion,
John,
I
I
think
got you. 38 minutes in.
it's very complicated, but I think the issue that I have
That's gonna be the last
primarily
one I
with your
watch for the
stance of being pro-life, that there's no nuance. There's women who are being forced to travel hundreds of miles to access abortion care, even in cases of rape in certain states that they're not giving any sort of allowance for that. And I think, a lot of people who are pro-life, they say that they're pro-life, but I feel like they're really pro-birth because with firearms, the United States has some of the highest firearm deaths out of OECD nations, right? And we can acknowledge that that's for children who are actually living and breathing. So I feel like abortion, while it is, I can definitely see your point. I just think that it should be allowed in some circumstances.
Okay. Great. I'm happy to get into the gun violence stuff later, but I want to really stay focused on abortion.
Right.
You can say you see my point. Can you see the world also where, since we know it's a human life, that it should be illegal since we don't allow murder in our society?
Well, that's where I have an issue because abortion is not being done willy-nilly. It's like the life of the mother is always.
How many abortions do you think we have every day in America? Just guess.
I'm not sure.
Guess.
I'm honestly not sure. Maybe, I don't know, 1,000?
4,000 a day. So it is kind of willy-nilly. We have 1.6.
All right, 38 minutes.
Sorry.
We're gonna go with 37 just so we don't miss it.
Appreciate it.
Can you please just hear me
Nobody
out? No,
cares.
all work management platforms are the same. Monday.com is the one you'll actually.
Okay. Did the resurrection happen?
I don't think the resurrection occurred.
Is this him?
I disagree.
Them? They?
Okay, so let me ask you a question.
Not
a
them,
perfect
right?
creator, is it possible for them to not desire something imperfect?
Is a perfect creator? I'm sorry, what?
There's a perfect creator that desires everything that's just perfect. How can they desire something imperfect, flawed?
Well, because maybe they want to.
Everybody know college is a scam. That's one of the biggest incomes in America. The biggest income is from college students. College debt payoff.
Get to know themselves. Maybe they want to see their own creation. Maybe they love.
They want to get to know them.
Can I
He's all-knowing.
Can I finish?
So this the trans woman? Is this the trans woman? You mean? Because this started at 36, or is it past this? Is this?
Yeah, my next claim is that trans women are not women.
All right, cool. That's at 38. This 40.
Okay. What's your name?
Sam.
Nice to meet you.
Did I miss it? Is this it? My fault. Like 39. So 39. Let me see. So is this it though? Not it like the person, but like is this it like part of the video? Look at this up.
Then got eternal life, what we actually deserve, and then sent his son on a rescue mission to save us from that. The church is the bride of Christ, will save us from damnation that we deserve. College is far from the bride of America.
Consider the Christian church a scam.
Of course not. It's giving people eternal life. So be a pop quiz or trivia. I didn't go to college. Because I completely disagree. Jesus Christ is my Lord.
So fair, but I think.
All right, yeah, get her out of here. Y'all saying that to him.
Thank you. Sorry.
No, 40. Come on, bro. I ain't no cuz. 40. All right, 40.
Yeah, my next claim is that trans women are not women.
I thought y'all meant trans women like it's gonna be a trans woman that's talking.
Okay. What's your name?
Sam.
Nice to meet you. Let's define our terms. A woman is an adult female with XX chromosomes. You tell me, what is a woman?
I think a woman is somebody who identifies as a woman.
Got it. So that's not a definition. That's like saying a table is something that identifies as a table. Give me an objective definition of
No,
how...
it's not. A table is an object.
Well, tell
A table can't identify as anything. It doesn't have choice.
You have to give me an objective definition of what a woman is.
If I decided right now that I wanted to identify as a woman, I would be a woman.
Okay, but that doesn't answer the question.
I know, but
you
right
said-
now I'm a man, right? So if that
But you have
happened
to
right
tell
now,
me
I'd be a
what that
woman.
thing
So
is.
once a person makes the decision to identify as a woman,
Got it. No,
they're a woman.
that's a separate issue. What is a woman?
That's the definition.
No, I know, but you have to tell me what.
A person who identifies themselves as a woman.
But you have how do you know that they are that thing?
How do I don't need to know what they
No,
are.
no,
I can
no,
ask them if
not
I
that
want
they
to
need
know.
But there needs to be. You need to tell me what that thing is, though.
Somebody who. Okay,
You need
okay,
to
sorry,
give
we're not
me-
getting anywhere. We're
you
not
need to
getting
give- no,
anywhere.
no, that's important because it's like saying a giraffe is a thing that
I'm
looks like
looking
a
for the
giraffe,
follow,
or a
Jasmine.
coyote's a thing
There.
that looks like a coyote. It's called circular reasoning.
Says your
You have to give
generation
me
is
a actual definition.
I don't have to. I did give you a definition.
No. You said that a woman is something that thinks they're a woman. That doesn't give me a definition. That's simply
What would you consider a definition then?
an adult female with XX
No.
chromosomes.
I mean, like, what makes that a definition?
Yeah, no. How she get back in the chair?
Hello.
Hi.
Didn't they kick her
Juliana?
out?
Juliana,
I remember,
yeah.
okay.
I don't necessarily think that you can define a woman just by her chromosomes. Women are so much more than that. They come in a variety of shapes, sizes, colors. And I
Oh,
don't
about a
necessarily think that you can
goddamn
count out somebody who's trans just because they don't have a certain set of chromosomes. There are also people who are born, I'm drawing a blank.
Okay.
Um,
Intersex?
Yes,
So XXY
yes.
or YYX?
Or just, or like X0 with nothing.
So natural mutations upon the binary, essentially, right?
Yes. So,
but they don't have both sex organs that both operate, right?
yeah, but that also I don't think necessarily works, right? Because if it's X,
One
just
is more
X,
dominant
and
than
there's
the
a
other. So you're
Okay,
either
that's-
more male or more female, right? So you might have both a penis and a
So
vagina.
these woke college students, I want to see him go up against somebody that's like a debater like him, because he obviously got background in debate, bro.
There's never been a case of someone who can impregnate themselves.
Okay. I also don't necessarily think that works for this situation, but I also want to say that one of my best friends is trans, and I would say that she's more of a woman than I am. I think that women
Yeah.
define themselves by multiple things, not
No
just
pun
their
intended,
sex
no
organs.
pun intended.
If somebody asked me who I was as a woman, I would not say I have a vagina.
Totally fair.
I
See,
would.
No, I think you said something smart. So you said that person is more of a woman than you are. Therefore, you're grading off a definition of something accomplishes womanhood. What is that?
I think that's the thing too, and I do think that gets a little complicated, right? Because there are social norms for a gender, but I do think we try to break that, right?
No, for sure.
Just-
But you said that specific friend is more of a woman than you are. Why?
I don't know.
I think she's a better person than me. I think she
So
lives
women are
life.
better people?
She's a better woman than I am. I'm not saying women are better people.
But what makes a woman? Because you said she's more of a woman than you are. So I
Yeah,
want to know what
might
that
dig a
definition
little
is.
bit more.
Right. Okay. I'm gonna let somebody
Me
else.
personally, I like debating, so I understand the psyche of it.
That's all good.
I want to see him go up against somebody that's like worthy, that's prepared, not somebody that's going off emotion. They going off emotion. He going off of
Okay.
know what he knows.
All right, Parker. What is a woman?
A woman is an
Parker, I say
adult
this
human
is
person
his
that has
biggest
a
opponent.
desire to be in accordance with a particular set of social and cultural norms that are typically associated with the female sex. Now,
Got it.
define a man.
Define
a man.
You're looking at one XY chromosomes in a.
Okay, but
adult male.
does God the Father have XY chromosomes
Okay,
prior to incarnation?
We literally have a religious
he's
topic
he's a
later.
father and he's him, but he's not a man?
We have a religious
Wait, so
topic
a
later.
man is someone with XY chromosomes, but he doesn't have XY chromosomes, yet he's still a man
Well,
and he still
so
uses preferred
it's
pronouns?
actually very interesting. In the original Hebrew, Adonai, do you know what Adonai is? It's the Hebrew word for God.
God,
It's
yeah.
actually genderless, but in the scriptures, they use he, right? And they use the masculine. Jesus Christ came to earth as a man, not as a woman, not as genderqueer. But let's
I
go.
thought he said gender was made up in 1960 in the other video. So now this was made up in the Hebrew times when
Back to
But God the Father's a man, right?
Well,
Because all fathers are men.
Well, first of all, there's a Trinity. So
So
God the
he's
Father
God,
is
too.
neither man nor woman. He is omniscient, omnipotent. He is all being on top.
So
of
why
it.
do you use he?
Well, I did not. The scriptures do. You could use woman. You could say her. You could use him. But the way that the language is structured, again, it is so God the Father is so above gender. It is so above any of our understanding.
Then why use
with
him?
glory and understanding? Again, because you have to make a choice, either he or him or her in the original scriptures. Let's go back to. I'm happy
Some
to get into
fathers
that,
aren't men and boys?
but- So I'm.
So some fathers
I'm
are not men and boys, not men or boys.
I'm sorry.
Some fathers are not male.
No, of course they are. I'm not.
Wait, so God the Father's a male?
Hold on, God the
he
Father.
is
So where
game
did we
now.
get God the Father from? What Greek
Well,
word?
from your scripture.
Well, from Abba, right, which is a very
Party.
close personal.
You're not
party,
answering my
right?
questions and you're bringing up random language that doesn't
No,
matter.
Well, it actually does.
No, it
okay?
doesn't.
But let me get down to the root of it
Because he's not a man. You know he's not a man under your worldview, yet
Hold
you
on.
still use his
Well,
preferred pronouns. You
Christ
still
is-
call him a man.
Christ is a
but you
man,
don't do
though.
that with trans people because you're transphobic. That's why.
Okay, got it. But Christ is a man. I'm happy to get into the sexuality and
Before
gender
incarnation, he's
of
not.
the Trinity.
Dang,
Okay.
it's too
Before
gifted.
incarnation, there's no
Appreciate y'all.
penis, there's no
I
XY
ain't
chromosomes,
peep.
there's no
Well,
small
hold on a
gametes.
second. Let's think about it. If that's correct, how is it
Mr.
then
Ashman,
Jacob
good
saw the
looking.
face of God?
Imagine being able
Nobody
to
cares.
build an
Nobody
app with
cares.
your name on it.
Nobody cares. Skip. Back to it.
If there was not before the incarnation, how did
Looking
Jacob
for
see
the
the face
gifts,
of
too.
God? How did Jacob
Probably
wrestle with
Characters
God?
can have faces without biology.
How did Jacob wrestle with God?
So okay, do you think that he has a body?
Well,
Or was that a figurative notion of wrestle?
That's a mystery of the scriptures. I'm not here. Well, it is. I'm not here to debate theology. Can we go back to
So,
what we're talking
does he
about?
actually have biology? You keep trying to pivot because you know this debunks you.
Well,
what,
it doesn't-
what biology
it
does your
doesn't-
God have?
You're
Well, the one of Christ our Lord.
No, I meant
right?
before incarnation.
Well, to be honest, I don't quite know, and I
You
don't
don't
think
know?
the scriptures
So
are.
you don't know
little-
what a man is?
Well,
You can't define what a man is?
It's a little opaque. Again, you're looking at a man.
But your video,
God-
the largest video on TikTok is what is a woman? 20 million views. But you don't know what a
Yes.
man is under your
Well,
own worldview.
I said you're looking at a man, right?
Wait, but
Am I
God
looking
the
at a
Father
man?
doesn't meet that criteria.
Am I looking at a
Yes,
man?
you are.
Okay, good. Just making
A
sure.
man that's beating you in a
Yeah,
debate right now.
Okay, that's fine. So let me ask you a
That's
question.
what he.
though.
That's
so,
what he like. They taking it. They trying to talk about religion, but for real, this is all debate. Just like those political runs that he was on with people. Those is really just debate runs, bro.
Do you
to
think-
show what he's? Powerful in, and that's what he gonna ride his campaign off of. Because I'm telling you, Berg probably would have went on a presidential run or some type of what's that called? Like a Congress run or whatever.
that anybody
Pivot.
can become a woman.
I think that anyone who meets my criteria is a woman.
What's your criteria again?
Again, adult human person that has a desire to be in accordance with a particular set of social and cultural norms that are typically associated with the female sex.
Can society ever be wrong?
Sure, but like it's a desire to be in accordance with a
Got
set
it.
of social and
Can I-
cultural
can I-
norms.
can I
It's not
become black if
society's
I wear
right.
blackface?
No, because it's not a desire that you have to be in accordance
I
with a
don't.
particular set of
What
social
if somebody
and cultural
wants
norms.
to be black?
Because race is defined phenotypically based upon the expression to other people.
But you're by some standard you're judging that.
Do you think there's a phenotypical expression of someone who's white and someone who's black? Like I see you're white because of your phenotypical expression.
Right. So, but do you think? But Rachel Dolezal that said she is black and culturally black, is she black?
Does she have phenotypically characteristics we would associate
Define
with people who are
phenotypical. I'm not sure what that word means.
Phenotyp-
So-
it's going to be the expression.
So
of a
melanin
particular
content, one
characteristics.
skin.
Yes.
Okay. So she could pass as a black person.
Wait, so she doesn't have the melanin content?
She's borderline.
No.
Heavily.
Okay, so then she's not black.
Okay, so you're able to say who is black and not black?
That's how we define it in society. No shit.
Okay, got it. So, but is there an objective definition of who is black?
Wait, language is all subjective. Linguistics professionals indicate it's subjective.
Language is all subjective.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh,
Every
really?
word you just used was created by other human beings that are engaging in conversation.
Got it. No, now
you
we're-
might think it's
So
created by God,
everything
but
is
even then it's still
subjective
subjective.
and fucking circumstantial at that point. You bringing it back to, all right, if I say green is green and blue is blue, then that's because I said it was. Like,
Got it. But now we're getting
That's trying to break it down to
now we're getting
decimals.
somewhere. Is the word and the value behind murder objective or subjective?
Well, I think morality is subjective, but you think it's subjective too because it comes from God.
That's interesting.
Wait,
So in it for the views and subject nor insight. What you mean, Christian?
Come from God or independent of God?
Well, no, of course it comes from God. It's
If
transcendent.
that's true,
it's
that's
transcendent
subjective.
human beings.
That's
No, it's
subjective.
not.
Yes, it is.
No.
If it comes from God,
So
it's specifically subjective. If it comes independent of God, then it's objective.
No,
what
it's
you just told me
God-
is
God is
also
objective
compatible
morality.
with moral anti-realism.
So let's go back to the Ten Commandments.
You don't understand
right?
meta-ethics.
Well, I hold on a second.
What does subjective morality mean? What does it mean?
Subjective morality
Define
means
it.
that it comes in everybody's own opinion, their own form,
True
not
dependent upon a
objective.
stance.
Again,
God
we're-
is a stance, and that's the
hold
truth
on a
of
second.
morality.
So if let's believe. Do you believe in the? If everybody believed in the concept of God, the transcendent God, that there was a 10 Commandments and we should live by them, right? Is that objective morality?
No. Just because people agree
so
doesn't
then-
make it
so, okay,
objective.
then what?
Again, independent of a
then
stance.
What is
Agreeance is not independent of a stance.
What is objective morality then? Sorry, thanks. We'll be back at it next
Why
time.
can't they flag him? Why can't they flag Kirk? All I was saying was it looked like Cuz was going on a political run. I am bored. I'm not watching the rest of this, bro. It looked like he was tied into some political stuff, Donald Trump, all that, and it looked like some, backdoor behind the scenes stuff went on. That's what it looked like. Cause how you get sniped on some regular stuff for just debating. That's all it looked like he was doing was debating. So yeah, I am bored, bro. I'm off this topic. I get at y'all another time. I appreciate everybody tapping in and following. This was not on no clickbait or I'm trying to see if he got, cause I just wanted to see what everybody's seen and cuz. But I see y'all next time. RIP to bro though.